When the UK offered a path to citizenship for up to 3 million BNO passport holders in Hong Kong, that quickly became very attractive to a lot of people looking to leave Hong Kong after the CCP enacted the new national security law inside Hong Kong. So realizing this, the CCP government has now threatened to no longer recognize BNO passports as being a legitimate way of traveling out of Hong Kong, and a few people who already took the flight to the UK from Hong Kong are now facing some problems. Remember that the new BNO passport laws will only take effect in January 1st, 2021 in the UK. That means, as the rules are right now, if you travel to the UK, you can only get a 6-month visa based on your BNO passport. And some people from Hong Kong that are doing this is facing some troubles right now. In a response to this, the government of Taiwan has offered people from Hong Kong a very similar deal to come and gain citizenship, which could become a very attractive and alternative deal at least until January 1st, 2021. So in today's video, I will update you on what is happening right now in terms of BNO passports in the UK and the deal that Taiwan is offering the people of Hong Kong as well. Stay with me, we begin right after the intro. Alright, welcome to the channel, and if you are from Hong Kong, if you find the information in this video useful, please consider sharing with your friends and family so they also get the same information. If you are looking to either renew or to apply for a BNO passport, I will leave a link in the video up here. You can click that and it will take you to a video that I made some time ago that will take you step by step through the process of either applying for a BNO passport or renewing the one that you already have. So let's start out by reading some of this article from the Daily Mail. China threatens to stop recognizing BNO passports held by residents of Hong Kong after UK eased the path to British citizenship. China has threatened to withdraw its recognition of BNO passports held by residents of Hong Kong. Beijing is looking to retaliate for the former colonial rulers' policy of easing the path to citizenship. Starting from January 2021, those in Hong Kong with such status would be able to apply for special visas to live in Britain that could eventually confer citizenship. So, as I'm sure you're aware by now, the CCP is pretty angry that Britain has begun offering BNO passport holders in Hong Kong a direct path to citizenship in the UK. So the CCP has begun a process where they're trying to invalidate these BNO passports. For a long time, it's been that way, and I'm sure you know this, that if you live in Hong Kong and you wanted to travel to mainland China, they wouldn't recognize these BNO passports. You would need some kind of special visa to get into mainland China. Now China and the CCP is looking to do the same with the rest of the world, basically. They're looking to invalidate these BNO passports so that it kind of counters the offer that the British government has made to people from Hong Kong. This is why it's very important that the British government acts quickly, and I was a little sad to see that they would only begin these new laws from the 1st of January 2021, because it gives the CCP time to gain influence and control and to actually delegitimize these BNO passports. Now they still need a lot more control within Hong Kong, since they don't have complete control, obviously. They still need a lot more control to be able to invalidate these passports, but time is ticking and we still have 5 months to go until it's January, and you can take advantage of the offer that the UK has made. And that means that the CCP has basically 5 months to get rid of the advantages of these BNO passports. So I do want to say that thankfully it doesn't look like the CCP is very close to being able to do that. I just thought it was a shame that the UK couldn't offer the deal right away. So today I read the story about a couple of people from Hong Kong who had made this journey with their BNO passports and come to the UK. But now, since the new laws have not been put into effect since it only begins in January 2021, that means that these people from Hong Kong came with the BNO passports, but they were caught in some regulations that are still in place. Now, I want to make it clear that most people coming to the UK right now under the BNO regulations as it is right now will be able to get 6 months entry into the UK. But these guys were caught up in certain regulations that won't apply to most people, but it will apply to some, and it did in this case. This article says, Hong Kongers who fled the city due to fears of being detained under controversial new national security law were forced to claim asylum despite being eligible for 6-month visa. It goes on to... Oops, went too far. Let me get this under control. It goes on to say, a group of Hong Kongers fleeing the city were forced to claim asylum in the UK rather than being offered 6 months permission to stay under current British National Overseas BNO guidelines. The 2 BNO passport holders who asked Mail Online to remain anonymous, fearing repercussions from Hong Kong police and China, said they were told by border agents they would be returned home unless they applied for asylum, despite being eligible to stay in the UK for 6 months. Under current guidelines for BNOs, the UK government permits a stay of 6 months, in which time the holder may work, study, and live in Britain. Individuals claiming asylum have no right to work or earn money while their claim is under review. So what this article is talking about is that when the UK government is unsure whether or not your BNO passport is valid, they will put your case under review. During that time, you will lose your rights to work, to study, and all of these things. And the problem is that while your case is under review, it's done by the government. And traditionally, the government is very slow at doing its job. I just want to highlight what happened to 2 of these people who got caught up in this whole review case. One arrival, a 34-year-old sales manager from Kowloon, told Mail Online he arrived at London airport on the 15th of July shortly after Rabs, the Foreign Secretary of the UK's announcement, and was told he would have to be returned to Hong Kong, where he feared he could face consequences for fleeing. He, the border agent, gave me a small piece of paper, a document made up of squares and texts, he said. Let me scroll down. He said, "You're not allowed to enter the UK border and we will send you back to your home country." I told him, "Sir, no, please don't do that. Please help me. If you send me to Hong Kong, I could be in immediate danger." He said he was terrified the Hong Kong government would mark him as disloyal or even arrest him on his return. Obviously, the CCP is annoyed and they will brand people as being disloyal if they take this deal with the UK to gain UK citizenship. So it's a really sad case, but at least in the end he gained asylum instead of actually being sent back, which is a lot better. A second arrival, a 32-year-old who worked in Hong Kong as an IT manager, said fears about his grandfather's career as a Kuomintang agent and documentation handed down through his family forced him to flee to the UK. He said he has developed mental health issues from the worry that he could be put in a prison or a re-education camp where they will brainwash me. The Kuomintang, or Nationalist Party, were the political party who ruled mainland China from 1928 until the Chinese Communist Revolution in 1949. I've got soft copies of documents about how the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, runs concentration camps from the past, and my grandfather's agent identity documentation as a former agent, he told Mail Online. Sadly, the copies were destroyed as my family feels that it's too dangerous to leave such evidence at home. He fears that under the new national security law, which allows Hong Kong police to raid homes without permits, the documents could be easily discovered and his family be put at risk. As police now can enter citizens' homes for so-called investigations without a permit, they, my family, are worried these documents would be discovered and my whole family would be in great danger. Yeah, a really tough case, but I really thought it was important to highlight for you guys. The article ends by saying that these two men were both granted asylum, so they won't thankfully be sent back to Hong Kong in the end. After these 6 months have passed, 5 or 6 months have passed, they can then actually apply for under the new rules in 2021 with the BNO passports. So they are safe. I just wanted to bring this case to you guys. Alright, so another thing that I wanted to bring up to you guys is how Taiwan has kind of given the same deal as the UK has given to the people of Hong Kong. Now, this deal is not only for BNO passport holders, but it is for everyone in general. In the beginning, this article is from some time ago, but it's to show that in the beginning, Taiwan was very careful in making this announcement. They were very careful saying that Hong Kongers who want to flee to Taiwan will go through strict screening. Officials say it also says only shelter seekers who meet requirements will be eligible and the applications will be closely scrutinized. So they were very careful in actually giving out these offers because they feared the repercussions of the CCP. Now recently, Taiwan has made their own very strong stance against the CCP with the backing of the US and other trade allies. So now they're standing up to the CCP, and now the new offer that they just recently made is much more kind to people from Hong Kong. Let's take a look at that one. So I realize this video is getting a little long, so instead of reading the whole article, I'll just summarize it for you guys. Basically, what this article is talking about is how Taiwan is offering a path to citizenship for people of Hong Kong. But the problem here is that you're going to have to make a rather big, in my eyes, big investment into your future in Taiwan to show that you're committed. So some of the rules they put in place talk about how you have to put $200,000 into either a company that has 2 or more people hired, or put the money into into real estate, into basically your own home. So if you're serious about moving and you have the money, that's the most direct path to citizenship. It is very expensive, I imagine, for a lot of people. So it's the most direct path and the most easiest way to get a Taiwanese citizenship, but it's certainly not the cheapest one. The article goes on to detail here. It says it requires an investment of what amounts to $200,000 into a new or existing company that creates 2 full-time jobs for Taiwanese people. After obtaining foreign investment approval, the investment they just talked about, the investor and the family are granted residence and can relocate to Taiwan, he said. After the investor meets a residence requirement, either 1 or 2 years depending on how many days they live in Taiwan, they are able to apply for an ID and passport, which are confirmed after the company shows the required jobs have been maintained for 3 years. So I will say that this article doesn't do that good of a job at explaining exactly how and what kind of different path to citizenships there are, because there are multiple ones. The one with investing is just one, and it's the fastest one, the way it seems. If you have the money and you're serious about moving and you're buying up your own place in Taiwan, it's by far the fastest one. But there are other slightly more complicated ways to get your your path to citizenship that doesn't involve all of that money. I tried looking at the Taiwanese government's webpage to find more information about the issue, but I had a really hard time making out all the information since most of it obviously is not in English. So I think that you guys, if you're thinking about taking this deal and moving to Taiwan, I think you'll have a way easier time if you went to the Taiwanese government's webpage yourself and looked up the information, since you'll be able to understand it in a way that I simply won't. I've been following the struggle of Hong Kong and the people of Hong Kong for some time now, and it's really sad to see how the CCP government is taking over more and more control. No one wants to leave and to move and leave all of their culture behind, all the family, the friends, and all the life that you lived so far. Most people just love their countries and they want to stay. So it's always a sad case when you're being basically forced out of your own country. But I am happy to see that if in the end you decide to move away from Hong Kong, I am happy to see countries like the UK offer a very solid path to citizenship and a new life and a fresh start in the UK. And the same is being kind of done by the Taiwanese government now. It seems like it's the first effort, and I hope it evolves. I hope it gets better and it becomes more clear. But I'm happy to see that at the very least it's a chance and it's a possibility for the people who would be willing to take it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and remember to subscribe to my channel if you liked the video. Also, please consider sharing this video with your family and friends if you found the information within the video helpful. I do this video about the situation with Hong Kong regularly, so if you could share this video to your family and friends, that's the way you can help me out the very most if you want to. Thank you so much for your precious time, and God bless you.